Hey everybody, Hamster Gal here, and welcome to another video. Today I'm doing something that I've never done before. I was watching videos earlier today, and I found something that really interested me, and it was the Pixar theory. I did a lot of research, trust me. It was just astonishing. I went for an educational run today, something I usually don't do in the summer. But anyway, this is something I want to hope to do a little bit more, stuff like finding different theories that there might be out there. So, we'll see. Anyway, basically the whole thing of the Pixar theory is actually I didn't come up with this, okay? It was some other guy. If you want to, you can just like write down type in the Pixar theory in YouTube and you'll find all these different videos on it, but I'm just going to go some of the basics. Basically, the Pixar theory is where all the different Pixar theories are connected. And considering that all of them are connected, that means they're all in the same world, and they're all in the same timeline, just in different times. So it basically starts out with Brave, where in the story, you get introduced to more intelligent, human-like animals, which obviously is the bear, which is Merida's mother. Basically, sorry if anybody is Scottish and I pronounced that wrong. I haven't watched the movie in a while. It's been so long. But anyway, this is something I really like to discuss. It's just something that has sparked my interest. But you get introduced to more intelligent animals. Now, the witch is a whole nother story. The witch is basically, she disappears when she opens a door, and when she opens a door, it looks different. Now, we'll get back to her once we talk about something else, because she's very interesting. If you want the full story, you can just go look it up online. I'm sure a lot of other people have made videos on it. But it's amazing. I just love this. It's like you have different timelines and they're all with the same Pixar movies that you know. It's just amazing. But anyway, back to the theory. Basically what this is saying that later people became intelligent enough to actually become supers. They evolved into supers. So a lot of supers were created, which is basically in The Incredibles. Then later, after AIs, artificial intelligence, have been created, they try to destroy the actual humans and supers until they finally realize during like Wall-E and stuff like that they are important, which becomes BNL. If you don't know what that stands for, it's somewhere online. Just look it up. BNL is basically something the AI's created. People work for it. It's amazing. But it did end up taking over the government, as it said in Wall-E. It took over a lot of electronics, and it treated humans like they were toys, like you see in Wall-E, when the humans are treated like they're just toys and they're just being taken care of. Now, this is kind of like since the AIs took over, they have created a lot of pollution. So, they have technically polluted the earth enough to where humans have left the earth on the Exium, and they have left Wall-E there and a whole bunch of other AIs to take over Earth and clean it up. Now, the problem here is that most of them died. Now, what's so different about Wall-E that he didn't get, just shut down? I like to believe, and so does the theory, that Wall-E was, because of his intelligence about humans and his love for them and his friendship with the cockroach, it was like a connection to him to what it was like when humans were actually on the earth. So that's what kept him alive. Now, if you'd like to go with this little Adam and Eve thing with Wally and Eve, it's basically that's what a lot of people like to think it. I don't think it like that, honestly, but if a lot of other people like to think it like that, go right ahead. But what I'm getting to the point here is a lot of things lead up to a lot of other things. Like in the end credits of Wall-E, you see the boot that had the last life, the last plant life, and it grew into a tree. Now, if you think about it, this really resembles to the tree in A Bug's Life. Now, in A Bug's Life, a lot of the bugs became really intelligent. Now, since there was already cockroaches on Earth, you can tell that their intelligence would go up a lot quicker, and they'd repopulate a lot quicker because there was already another one on there. Now, in the movie, you can say that somebody tells Flick not to go off the island because of the birds and everything, and like the birds and I think it was other larger bugs. And that is because the birds were starting to repopulate, but they weren't as intelligent. So they were going to be a little bit more of a threat because they weren't realizing that they were going to get rid of this species and stuff like that. But if you notice, they didn't mention anything about humans. Now, of course, there were humans that the poor homeless bug his wings were picked off. You could tell that there were humans around, but there weren't enough of them to be a big enough threat. And as you can tell that in the movie, the ants, who usually live around 3 months, can live even longer now because of their mutations and genes and stuff like that. Just like you can hear that when one of the bugs says, he said, I feel like I'm 90 again. And that's more like a resemblance to say, like, they live a lot longer now. They're like the new up there species. Now, when you think about it, AIs, they have taken over the world, most likely. But they are starting to be taken over because we're past all the AI, we're past all that. Now we're into the species coming up. And we're into the more civilized people, which I like to think, and so does the theory, that the animals that were really intelligent evolved to become monsters over the 800 years. And they have used the doors to go back in time because they realize that they need the humans to keep them from going extinct. So they use the doors, which take them back in time to when the humans were at their best state. And they're going back in time to scare the children to get more energy. Now, this is a big deal, especially since they were told that if they were to touch a child, they could die, okay? They said they were toxic. Now, this is because they found out that they could wipe them out of existence if they messed up the whole thing. They could just mess up time. So what they did was they told people that they were toxic. I would like to go into something else that somebody else went to. That'll be my next video. Because I just started thinking about it, and oh my goodness. I have watched way too many theories. But anyway, it's interesting because you're seeing a child come in, and the child doesn't affect anything. But the child has seen a lot of stuff. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows Boo. Boo is my favorite Pixar character. I don't know why. She's just so cute. But you can tell that Sully had to leave her. Sully could not see her no more. We do know at the ending he did get to see her, but eventually he had to stop seeing her. So, the girl went back to the normal world, knowing about magic. And yes, that is true. Boo is the witch from Brave. You can tell this because of a lot of the Easter eggs in her thing. Like, you can tell one because when she opens and closes the door, it looks different. Just like in Monsters Inc. When you open a door, you can see the child's bedroom. In this case, you see her witch hut. But anyway, in her witch hut, in her like carving, you can see that she has a carving of a car, which is in a lot of Pixar movies. Now, she wouldn't have known about the car if she hadn't time traveled. So, doing this, she found out how to time travel and has seen some stuff. So she has a carving of the car. Now, if you also look in the distance, you can see a drawing of something that resembles Sully. So that is another depiction that she is Boo. And that is the end of it. It's just saying that all of these are connected. There's a lot more in-depth information if you find like websites on it or like you look it up on YouTube. But I won't get in that depth. It's just not something I can do right now. I've only read one article, watched like 5 videos. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I can't get in that depth. You'll have to like look at somebody else. But anyway, that was one of my favorite theories so far.